POA. That's a collaborative group of parents across Canada. It was started by Shannon Boucher. He started this fight about 6 years ago. The public school system made him a threat to his daughter, and his daughter transitioned. She's had top surgery for sure. She started the medication where she'll be on medication the rest of her life, because a lot of people don't understand when you start that stuff, you're on it, you can't get off of it. We have all the proof. There's a petition table over there, and the first petition is for Bill 98, which passed yesterday. It just went to royal assent, so it should be hopefully law within hopefully by September. So that petition we're still taking signatures for. It starts as, and this was brought part from Anthony Liardi from the Ontario PCs, the Essex MPP in that area. So this is the Bill 98 petition. To the Legislative Assembly of Ontario, the education system in Ontario is an important coalition between parents, students, and educators. And whereas keeping parents informed of important developments in the lives of their children is essential to good cooperation between parents, students, and educators. Therefore, we, the undersigned, petition the Legislative Assembly of Ontario as follows: that the Legislative Assembly of Ontario pass a law directing the Minister of Education to order all school boards in Ontario to amend all school board policies related to the name changes and gender transition at school to ensure that parents and caregivers of children under the age of 18 will be informed prior to name or pronoun changes, social transitioning at school, or the offering of counseling regarding medical transition. So if you want to know more about the gender policy, this is what got me involved, is I found there's a policy that was passed in 2021 in the Greater Essex County District School Board. Little did I know it's right across Canada, that regardless of your child's age, if they want to change their gender or change their name, parents do not need to be informed. So I have a 7-year-old daughter. She can go, her name's Adriana. She can go by Adrian if she wants. So when the school calls, they'll say, Adriana, do we want you to call you Adrian, or do you want us to call you Adriana? So if you can imagine the mental health challenges on teachers knowing they're keeping these secrets, especially, I'm a Christian, so there's a lot of good Christian teachers, but they're about the end of staying in this environment. So just so you guys know, the next petition we have is actually the one, for Bill 98. The one I just read was the gender one. This one goes to the Legislative Assembly of Ontario. The basics of reading, writing, and mathematics are fundamental for student achievement, and too many school boards are jeopardizing student achievement by straying away from teaching the basics of reading, writing, and mathematics. And parents are being bullied and denied representation at school board meetings, and trustees are being bullied by other trustees. Therefore, we, the undersigned, petition the Legislative Assembly of Ontario as follows: that the Legislative Assembly of Ontario authorize the Minister of Education to set provincial priorities in education in the area of student achievement, and authorize the Minister of Education to issue policies and guidelines setting out the training to be completed by board members, directors of education, supervisory advisors, and superintendents, and require boards to adopt codes of conduct that apply to members of the board. So that's what Bill 98 is, the big chunk that we want to give trustees, which I'll get more into as I speak out during the day. But so I don't know, has anybody here that's in the crowd spoke at a school board meeting to the trustees that's not part of our group? So you guys are going to find out what we've been doing since September. They've called us book banners. They've called us that we want to kill queer kids and bash queer kids. That's not what it's about. We just want our parental rights to be able to be with our child, as most parents love their child unconditionally. What they don't tell you is the Ontario College of Teachers, again, if you go to their website, there's over 2,000 cases of pedophilia since 1998 of teachers. What we're doing with this gender identity is we're erasing flag words that you would realize a kid was getting marginalized. Now it's just regular words. So on that note, we have billboard Samantha with her shirt that says, what does that shirt say?
Woman, adult human female.
Yes, and she's a big proponent in Windsor. She has a very strong voice. Unfortunately, something happened at the school board. With bravery, somebody taped it when she was in there because, so school boards have the public meeting, but they also have a private session. The private session is only supposed to be used when they're talking about employees, period. So Samantha had an issue at school that I'll let her talk to you about, and I'm sure you guys have heard about Riley Gaines by now, the erasure of women. I don't know where the women rights ladies are, but they need to start standing up. I'm a father of 3 daughters. It's absolutely wrong to erase women's rights. Now, some people might not agree with this statement. There has to be a hard talk made because there is a middle ground for this. Because the reality is there are people that transition, which I'll talk about a little bit later, and they deserve rights too. But this is about kids under 18 years old, and that's all that this group is focused on, and the right to our children. Thank you, Samantha.
Thanks, El.